No, you asked that. Yeah, well, while we were having this break, Jojo had a very good question. No? So you have these parasitoids now multiplying because there's a lot of food, a lot of coco-lisap that they want to eat. No? What the parasitoid does is they eat the internal organs of the colisap. And of course, the colisap would die. But kung ubos na yung pagkain nila doon, what would happen?
Baka internal organs ng tao.
No, it's like this. Nature is an intelligent.
So yung population growth ng parasitoid, liliit.
Parasitoids exist in nature.
In nature.
So that kung maraming pagkain, marami sila. Okay, kung kukunti lang, kukunti din. But you're saying during the rainy season,
reduce.
Why? Because they're washed out?
No.
The food is washed out from the tree?
There's so much liquid in the atmosphere. And the coco-lisap is heavily dependent on this kind of atmosphere.
So the coco-lisap likes humidity. High humidity.
In summer.
Okay.
Warm condition.
Okay.
Humidity.
To survive.
No, not only to survive, to multiply.
To multiply.
Because when they multiply, like any insect, they fly on the air early in the morning.
Just like they have acrobatics there.
Exactly.
But if it's raining,
they can't do that.
They cannot do that.
Yes.
So
they just hide.
And the lifespan is only 30 days. So it's not surprising.
So isang rainy season, it will correct itself.
It has.
Now, what is the importance of this? Of course, it is because this issue is because the coconut industry, the coconut sector is one of the biggest dollar earner. How much is it now?
So on the average, I think about 1.4 billion.
Is this the new figure? Because Tito Osios was telling me it's now 2 billion. Dati we always use the rule of thumb na $1 billion per year.
On the average.
Now you say it's 1.4, but Tito Osias was saying it's $2 billion a year now.
Well, $2 billion when there's no reduction in the supply chain, like but Visayas and Southern Tagalog.
It fluctuates, the price.
Well, it's commodities will always be like that.
Yeah, but that's because it's copra. Jojo was complaining copra price is very low.
But yung sabi mo per nut, that is only less than 1%.
Yeah, very small. But the other big companies now are processing the water. You're not yet processing your water. You're only doing copra. Your coconut shell, you're not exporting that yet. It can be exported. You can produce electricity from your coconut husk.
Because
you're not doing that yet.
You cannot do that, invest 10 million, and then you don't have a real continuous supply of your own coconuts. You have to depend on everybody's chopping it into 3 hectares.
Yes.
Okay. At saka, the tenant always wants advance money. So what happens? They get advance money from the
other
Chinese
buyers.
there.
But this is where we were talking, kami ni Sonny,
source ng
financing.
Walang source ng raw material.
But if you have,
how do you come out with that?
you have to consolidate and you have to have a central processing, no?
But you have to compete the price, buy it at more expensive.
Well, look, Jojo, if an entity can pay for the coconut husk because they will convert it into electricity, convert the coconut shell into activated charcoal, save the water, freeze it, and export it, or produce our own coconut drink. And then produce virgin coconut oil at one stage, then the remaining coconut flour, and what else? What other products did I miss out?
Well,
coconut milk.
Milk is dagata, which is a more refined version.
So 6 products already. What else?
Well, we're not talking also of the fuel derived.
Charcoal.
Yeah, we already have that. I mentioned that already. So now you have 6 items to earn from, compared to just copra before. So the issue, and we were discussing, PCA has funds. You have how much? 50 billion?
No, right now, let's not include the Coco Levy reserve.
Yeah,
because
okay.
that has to be
Question
maintained.
mark,
Well, it's not question mark really. It's a question of the political will to really apply that, no? But let us say that has to be preserved and create as a sovereign fund.
And if you have 50 billion or 70 billion, how much is the Coco Levy now? 70?
75 more. The
75.
cash aspect, you know. But the asset is on
Double that?
Could be, yeah.
So let's use a 70 billion only. You earn 2% from it because that's what the Bangko Sentral is paying the special deposit account. Ano? The 2% of 70 billion is how much?
140.
You're the businessman. How much is that?
That's
10%
1.4
is
I
billion.
don't have my calculator. I don't have my
That's 10% is 7 billion.
7 billion. So
2% is 1.5 billion.
exactly, it's a 1.5
How many
billion.
processing plants can we set up already? So, and you mentioned political will. Isn't that the job of the father of the nation?
To have political will.
To help, let's say, Lanao del Norte have a plant to process all these 6 products from it?
But they don't allow the farmers to go into that kind of business. It has to be reserved for Henry C. and everybody.
That's what we have.
the problem.
That's political will.
Yes.
Hindi.
Jojo, that's the thing that we need to, I would say, within 2 years period.
The farmers are just farmers.
Will
Hand to
Arancon
mouth.
help us start off these processing plants?
Well, let's start with the secretary,
Pa-
Francis Pangilinan.
Pangilinan, si Kiko.
Because he's the real spark plug here.
You know, I would normally be very critical. You know me, anti-politico. But we'll give it a chance, you know. You have appointed a good administrator. That gives us hope. We're going to keep open and we'll keep our mouth shut about Kiko Pangilinan muna for the meantime. But he has to produce results. This is desperate for...
His plans are more or less like this. We've been discussing this, but, you know, for the sake
Legacy
of...
ba? He's young enough to become a vice presidential candidate.
Well,
if
let him prove himself first here.
let him... This is a big challenge for him, really. You know, for an organic farmer...
Somebody has to start it.
He is put in a spot here because, you know, in his first assignment, there's a lot of problems already arising. So,
What are the problems he faces now, aside from Coco-Lisap?
well, Coco-Lisap is only about a small portion, really, of
His biggest problem is rice. The
rice
problem of
is the number one concern because it's highly volatile, you know.
We're running out of farmers.
That's
They're
the
getting
other
old.
thing.
Nobody wants to plant rice anymore. That's the problem with rice. That's why it has to be mechanized. But then, they want to chop it into 3-hectare properties.
Land reform.
And wala nang papayag doon. So,
Policy question.
you give a family 3 hectares and there are 5 children,
There's
it
no way
will end up another cycle. Everybody will buy it piece and piece and end up with 100 hectares again. So, that's where you are again. You're back to zero. Because somebody,
well, we'll have one session on land reform.
Put some common sense into it.
Anyway, so, but let's focus on coconut.
Yes, the new approach in coconut is not only coconut, because
intercropping.
yes, the intercropping is a major drive right now.
You could double the income also of the farms with intercropping.
Yeah, we've seen this in Davao.
Do you intercrop? Do you have anything in between?
Yeah, bananas.
Bananas is one, but
The simplest one.
What about coffee?
well, coffee is the next thing that we're doing now. We're planting in between.
Can you put rubber trees in between?
Yes.
No? Oh, rubber trees.
Basilan is a good example. When they see that coconuts are not really giving enough, they cut the coconuts and plant.
Well, they should not cut the coconut. They should just plant the rubber.
Exactly, but you know, it's been known to be a very prolific producer of coconut basilan.
Okay.
But what I'm saying now is the intercrop program, which I think should be given a chance, will give enough from the 15,000 a year that a farmer earns. Would you believe that they can earn at least 150 a year because of this intercrop? Not only of coffee, you know, other high-valued crops.
Well,
I'm talking about
Yeah.
green pepper. Which is
Green pepper, black pepper, all the peppers, no?
All these peppers which other countries love to import from us. Assuming that we do what you call good agricultural practice or the GAP.
Yeah, but you know, since we're about to end the second part, there was complaints to me that the coconut issue was not mentioned in the SONA. Is that true?
Yes, I would say that was true because, you know, he only mentioned I think something of the intercrop which has increased the hectareage. But other than that, the levy was sidestepped. I know these are burning issues, but at least in the mind of the president,
Okay.
he knows that it is as important as other like rice.
Yeah. But talking about your family has quite a sizable tract, but it's been divided already and so. But with the encouragement of PCA and with financing, I suppose people can start working together again around a center.
But at
center.
600
Processing
pesos
center.
per tree, that is an impossibility.
Yeah, that's too.
Nobody will spend 600 pesos for a tree, for a coconut
cure
tree,
them.
because they will end up just cutting it and sell it for 200 pesos and plant something else.
What's your reaction to
That's a
that?
problem.
Well,
600. That's why the government should do it, produce the bags.
Yeah, produce the
and put it, because-
fertilizer,
and
organic
rather
fertilizer.
than somebody who has a secret formula for it and making a killing out of it. That's
What's
why it should not be, whoever he is, Maranan, whatever it is, he should not take advantage of the situation.
Well, definitely, it's not taking advantage. Unlike other commercial solutions.
Because if he sells at 200 pesos, the first buyers will be, it should be the government.
Yeah.
You are
should
correct
buy
there.
it.
That's exactly what the
The
government
government
is
should
doing.
buy
Okay.
it and
What are you budgeting,
propagate
PCA,
it.
for this?
For this remediation, we're budgeting something like
We're not on the air, no?
We are on the
We
air.
are, we are. Actually, we are.
Why? What's wrong with?
Yes.
Yeah, we're on the air.
Sorry.
Let me
It's
make a
gonna be-
correction there. No? But, this kind of intervention, of course, the government has to spend because you have to have example. Then the farmers will follow only if it is successful. But our point here is this. It's not only the Coco-Lisap that we're concentrating. It's the farmers themselves. They need to have jobs. They need to have, other livelihood. And right now, with this devastation given by the typhoon, I mean, look at...
But to balance the perspective, the cost of fertilizing doesn't mean you have to do it now. Those that are not infected, you can use other means, salt
Yes.
and other.
PCA gives fertilizer free.
Do you?
It's free.
That's
Okay.
all.
But it is the Coco-Lisap thing now. Wala na silang income kasi those
They
that are affected.
reduced, 40% down.
Where will they get the 600 pesos to treat the tree?
That's why the
Impossible.
Yeah,
No,
but
no.
you haven't
Don't
answered.
order.
I asked, how much budget are you setting aside for combating the Lisap?
Coco-Lisap. Specifically right now, for at least we have allotted something like about 50 to 100 million pesos.
PCA.
Okay.
This is
PCA,
PCA.
yeah,
Okay, this is
PCA.
government money.
Yeah.
To target, let's say, this what we call biosecurity infected areas. And we're not only talking of other areas. This is only for southern Tagalog. And hopefully,
Okay.
when we see the results right away, we can encourage, big planters like you. If you want to share, well and good. You don't because you can't, it's okay with us also. We can support you with other means.
Okay. Last 30 seconds before we go to our part 3. How do people avail of your support services? Whom do they call? Do you have district, provincial, PCA
Yes.
officers? How
No,
do
we
they-
have regional offices.
Okay.
Basically, Southern Tagalog is Lucena City, and in other areas. But I would advise them to go to the website.
Okay. We'll take our break and we'll continue with that, and then we'll talk about our electricity problem.
One second. I want. Never mind.